Live from Los Angeles, welcome to Good Morning La La Land. I'm Dr. Aaron.
I'm Rob Mack.
And I'm Jez Moye. This is Good Morning La La Land, America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Also available on Apple TV and Roku via the EverTalk app.
And we are on hashtag Friday Feels. We're going to talk about, are you in a positive or negative relationship? How do you define that? We want to know. So we come together each day to know the truth, live on spiritual principle, align with universal law, and pray for all of our friends in the fires.
Yes, man.
It's like a lot of stuff going on in California always.
Oh, always.
Every year, something big. Anyway, so how are you guys?
Our hearts are with you, Southern California. Please be safe. For the first time, I actually got a warning to stand by for an evacuation last night in Sherman Oaks. So my roommates and I had our passports on hand, and we slept with our belongings just in case we had to make a run for it.
Oh my gosh.
It's crazy.
It is crazy, boy.
But we're happy and grateful to be safe here in West Hollywood and welcome our very special guest to the show. Good morning, everyone, back in the studio.
Good
morning. We need a little more coffee for these guys. Wow, what a week it's been. We're excited to have Megan with us today. October is National Emotional Wellness Month and also Small Business Month. Good morning, Megan.
Hi, good morning. Thank you for having me.
Well, we're so excited to have a very exciting conversation with you as a business and life coach about what's special this month. But first, tell us, what's your morning routine? How do you start your day?
So I start my day with a little bit of water, a lot of coffee. We need more today, obviously. A little bit of journaling, meditation, and reading before I get anything else going for the day.
I love it. So I'm always interested. What are you journaling about?
I usually journal about just immediately 3 things I'm grateful for, because if nothing else comes to mind, at least I'm starting my day with that and that positive attitude, and then my intentions for the day and what I really want to accomplish.
So naturally it was Dr. Aaron, Rob, and Jess. As to be expected. Just kidding.
Well, flat. Nice
Fell very flat. Still all waking up.
Thank you for being here, Celestine.
Thank you so much.
Celestine Ray is in the house, hot off her latest film on Passion Flicks. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Oh, we're so excited you're here. We want to know all about this film. But first, tell us, how do you start your day? What's your morning routine?
My morning routine consists of 3 things I'm grateful for. I try to really wake up with that intention in my mind, and then I go to the gym, and then I have lots of coffee. Like lots and lots and lots of coffee.
But your name is so profound. Is that your birth name or is that your?
Yes, I'm named after my grandmother, actually. So yeah, my grandmother is
Ray.
Celestine.
I mean,
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you.
That
It actually is a derivative of celestial, so it comes from
Of
like
course, yeah.
heavenly.
Boy.
Yeah.
Just meant to be a star, huh? Yeah. That is.
Get it from my grandma.
Well, we have a very powerful team in the house. Kaylee and Danielle, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
We're so excited to hear all about your skincare line, how you're blending anti-acne and anti-aging. But first, we want to know, how do business owners like you start your day? What's your morning routine?
So there's so many things that happen throughout the day that you can't control. And the one thing I can control is how I start my morning. And if you win the morning, you win the day. So I wake up, immediately brush my teeth, wash my face, take my vitamins, drink my water, and then have my cordyceps mushroom tea and head to the gym.
Oh, love it.
So La La Land.
I know.
Mushroom tea.
Mushroom tea.
Wow, that's a way to start a day.
It is.
So I love my mushroom tea too. That stuff is amazing. The Four Sigmatic is fantastic. I start my morning pretty specifically. I have my alarm set up through my speakers, so I set it to play a playlist for all my favorite songs. And if I need to wake up super early, I set it to like hip hop, so it gets you right out of bed. There's no snoozing. And then I do the 5-minute journal. So I do the gratitude journal, 3 things you're grateful for, what would make today great. Little affirmation stuff, and it just starts the morning off fantastic. And then I usually hop over to Pilates and just get going.
Got to know what's on that playlist. What's on
I'll
that
share it
playlist?
with you.
He is the best
It's
music.
gold.
Well, thank you, ladies, for being here. Jonathan Mooney is in the house. He is award-winning author, entrepreneur, and activist promoting his latest book, #Normal Sucks. Good morning, Jonathan.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
So we want to know, how do you start your day? What's your morning routine?
Well, first of all, these ladies got me crushed, okay? Because there's no journaling, there's no mushroom tea in my house. I got 3 boys, 12, 10, and 8, so it is chaos and pandemonium in my house in the morning. But in the midst of that chaos and pandemonium, I wake up every morning and I personally connect with my kids and my wife. You know, we live busy lives, and disconnection is an epidemic in our society. So I make it a point to be real, to give a fist pound, to give a big old hug, and to prioritize personal connection as the way to start my day.
All right,
What
love
a
that.
profound thing.
Yeah.
I've never heard that
Connection?
before.
I know. I know. It's a new thing.
Not on the phone, you know.
Well, thank you for being with us. We're excited to welcome back to the show Nancy Davis. Good morning, Nancy.
Morning. Thank you so much for having me again.
We know it's a very special day for you today, launching your show on Ever Talk TV. Peace and love. Congratulations.
I'm so excited to be here and to launch this. It's really an amazing dream come true.
Well, you know, you have been making dreams come true in searching for a cure, Race to Erase MS. We have a very special message from David Osmond himself.
Davis has created with the Race to Erase MS is so inspiring. It reminds me of this phrase that I heard my grandma say. There's no limit to the good that we can do if we don't care who gets the credit. The Center Without Walls of doctors and physicians and people coming together from all over the planet for this cause and this purpose is making a huge difference. And I champion them, and I'm so grateful for them, for people like me, like my dad, and the millions that are living with MS. So thank you very much.
Today, and with all of us, we are going to find a cure for multiple sclerosis. So
Well,
I
you're the-
believe
you-
I believe if anybody can, Nancy, it will be you.
She's
for
a force
sure.
for good,
She
isn't
is
she?
a force of nature.
Yeah.
Wow.
Amazing.
Thank you so much. That's so nice. Wow.
So how does a, quote, force of nature like you start your day? What's your morning routine, Nancy?
The first thing I do when I wake up is I put my feet on the end of the bed. And every time I can feel my feet at the end of the bed, I am so grateful, because there was a time I couldn't walk and I couldn't feel my feet at the end of the bed. So I always thank God, and I say a few very powerful things to myself and just realize how lucky I am that I can walk. And I'm probably the luckiest person in the whole world that has multiple sclerosis. So I start my day there and I feel really grateful. Then I have a crazy house. I have teenage daughters and running a business and now a TV show. So there's a lot of chaos that's going on, and so happy to start this new TV show and thinking of all the exciting things that I can do with my life, and creating jewelry and trying to find a cure for multiple sclerosis, and also starting a charity for drug addiction called CAN, for Cure Addiction Now. So my life is incredibly busy, but the mornings are really insane and crazy, but a good time to start reflecting and thinking how grateful I am to be able to do what I'm doing.
Love it, right?
Thank you so much for all your work.
We're so grateful to have you as one of our featured guests this morning, all about peace and love.
Thank you so much for having
Oh,
me.
They're
So
amazing.
sweet, right?
They've-
Amazing.
They've raised like $50 million already in that foundation. So good. So
Incredible.
It's the weekend, guys.
It's the
What are
weekend.
you
It's the
doing?
freaking weekend.
What are you guys doing?
What do you got planned? You tell me.
My son's coming in. We've got a family reunion. We've never ever done it in Los Angeles. We usually go to San Diego or Santa Barbara, whatever. And we want to save a little bit of money on the foundation this year, so we did it in LA, so most of the people can stay and not have all the hotel stuff on top of everything. So I'm excited to spend time with them.
That's
Have a little
fantastic. Your
family
family's
time.
so great about family reunions. It's amazing. I feel like you're
Well, I'm kind
really
of
consistent about
upset, actually. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna put this in public. I'm upset because my dad's not coming, my sister's not coming, my niece.
Oh, you're calling them out right
Yeah,
now.
I'm mad now because they're like, well, we don't like LA. Well, what about me? You
Yeah.
can come see me. And the foundation's paying for it. So you guys are losers, just FYI.
It's not like about LA. It's traffic, small. I mean,
Your parents show up at every single live stream. My family won't even come. It's all paid for. They won't show up.
yeah.
You know.
Well, you save
so-
some money maybe.
You know
right?
what?
There you go.
I look at it like the universe is like, look, you need to learn how to love yourself without anybody in this lifetime, no matter what, and this is an advanced lesson. So
That's
how about it?
critical.
So I love you guys unconditionally,
Yeah.
and you guys suck, by the way.
Love it. How does she really feel? Right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right. What do you got planned for the weekend, Jess?
Well, I'm so excited because I got one of the best books to give for the holiday season. It is a truly an illustrated masterpiece.
Wow.
You guys, the author, Patricia Schultz, is a New York Times #1 best-selling author, and this book is a relaunch. This is the deluxe version.
So
and
gorgeous.
it's 1,000 places to see before you die. And I'm going to spend my weekend mapping out the next few years of my life and my bucket list, because this is so incredible, you guys. I first opened this up to a place I've been, and it was the Loire Valley, the place where there's more castles than anywhere in the world, in the countryside of France. And I'd been there, and I flipped to the next page, and it's Saint-Chapelle, and I've been there. And then I flipped to another page, and it was just such a good reminder that of some of the best places to see in this book, I've been. how incredibly blessed I am to have created a life that I truly love and to have a GPS of where I still have to go. So this is going to be my family's guide to vacations.
That's awesome,
Thank
Jess.
you,
So what were the
Patricia
places that you turned up, that you have been, that that you turned to in the book?
Oh, France, Mexico, in England, I mean, just China, the Great Wall. I've led a very
You spent
blessed
a lot of
life.
time there in China.
I
right?
did spend a lot
Yeah.
of time in
Modeling
China
days?
in my modeling days, and I'm really grateful for all the places
There's
I've
so
got
many
to see.
amazing things on this planet. We all should go. Let's take Good Morning La La Land.
Yeah,
A special series for the next 10 years or 1,000.
Yeah. I'm gonna need a pay raise for that to happen.
It's going to happen.
Yeah, I love it.
The universe says yes. I say yes.
I'm into that.
Also, I
Love
want to
that.
give a big shout out to Taki Gold last night for Girl God. He launched his record release, his first record that's actually
All right.
ever been produced. So very exciting. We were in a very small, chic, like undercover place. It only held like 20 people in this listening studio, because I guess there's like listening studios, and they're very expensive, these things.
Yeah,
they
they
put them
are.
all together whenever. So it was really beautiful.
Oh, it sounds amazing.
Yeah.
So inspired by people that have actual talent.
Well, the cool thing I think
Musical
about
talent.
him, in my opinion, is there's a few songs that are very poppy on the record, but he really stayed true to just his art.
Yeah.
And I think that there's something really admirable about that. I think that a lot of artists, they just look at what's going to sell on the radio, which is important, but you also need to stay true to what your art is. And so I'm really happy that he did that for
Oh,
himself.
I love that. I think that's so challenging. I think sometimes people overlook how hard it is to stay true to yourself,
Totally.
particularly after you've had success,
Yes.
right? Because sometimes you want to cater to the audience that you feel loved your first album, and you maybe want to, grow that audience, and so you're not always as true to yourself as you could be, right? So shout out to him.
I
Amazing.
know. So #Friday Feels. I actually wanted to ask you about a question, okay? So there is, in positive psychology, there's a concept called positive relationship.
Yeah.
And I want to know what that is, first of all, and then how do we know when we're in a positive or negative? What's your definition? How would you define it as a positive psychologist?
Boy, that's a tough question.
Ivy League trained a positive psychologist.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I love this question. I would say that it's one that you're enjoying or that you're growing from. That's the simple way to put it, right? I mean, it's pretty simple. I think most people struggle, though, because they're like, okay, I feel like I'm maybe growing, but it's so painful. I don't know if I want to grow through pain, right? So that's part of the challenge. But I wonder for each of you how you would define it, because I think everybody defines it a little differently.
Well, that's interesting because it presents a conundrum, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You can put a positive spin on a negative relationship and
totally.
take something positive from the experience. So, while I do agree something that can be challenging, you can.
I would say that. So that's part of the challenge of like self-report assessments or studies, and positive psychology. Psychology as a field generally relies heavily on self-report assessments and tests. And so, that means that it's mostly perceptual, right? So I might experience something as positive in a way that you wouldn't. You might experience as negative. And so is there any such thing as an objectively negative circumstance, condition, event, experience? It's hard to really judge a relationship or an experience until you see how it's used. And even then, can't really judge it fairly. So I would say that's why, for me, the focus is really on enjoyment. Am I enjoying it? Do I feel like I'm growing? Do I feel like I'm being respected? It's basic things. I think, when kindness takes sort of the top priority and you're kind to each other, I think that above all is probably one of the best things you can do.
It's definitely one of your core values.
It was one of my core values. Yeah.
Major core
I mean, I've tried it the other way. We've all tried it the other way. It doesn't go well, right?
No.
Well, I know
How
for
would you-
sure in my life, I've definitely been in some negative relationships. So I remember just even Einstein's quote, life's like a bicycle. You're either pedaling forward or you're falling off. It's kind of like that, I think, in relationship. It's either bringing more harmony, more peace, more creativity, more love, more whatever, or it's bringing more drama, more chaos, more dysfunction, more upsets. And you can't really say, I mean, it can maybe be in both, but generally one is way outweighing the other.
Totally.
So it's really simple.
Another litmus test, I think, is like, am I looking for love and happiness in this person, or am I hoping and wanting and intending to bring love and happiness to this person, to this relationship?
Which is a great point, right? Which is a great point, because you could be with somebody that is fine exactly as they are, and you're making it.
Yeah,
negative relationship,
exactly.
right?
Yeah,
So,
exactly. So if you're unhappy, you're a beggar. If they're unhappy, they're a beggar. Putting two beggars together and then hoping that's going to go well is probably not, the best recipe for success.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think it's all, it's not just dating or your marriage or whatever. It's all relationships, and we know that this is the core of fulfilling happy lives is relationships. But it doesn't mean that it has to be with a lover or a husband.
No.
It can be all your friends, all your family, all your,
Such a good point. I mean, I think that the highest form of relationships and love is friendship. I think it's the highest, purest,
love
right?
you, Rob.
But I genuinely feel that way. And you know, it's just my friends that I appreciate and love the most, and that includes, of course, my family.
Yeah.
But I think another thing that you both have spoken to really eloquently in the past is that, you know, there's a difference between addiction or attachment and love, right? Mm-hmm. Yes? Yeah, right? I mean,
it's all love, it's all good, it's all whatever.
Like I think a lot of times we get into this idea, we have this concept that we need to, that loving someone means needing them. That's problematic, that you need them to be happy, right? But so love in its purest form isn't need, it's not attachment, it's not addiction, it's freedom.
Right, yeah. And I think also, for me, I remember years back knowing like if I was going to advance in my life, I had to put boundaries on some relationships. Some people had to completely go, and others just, you know, so it was like, what do I want to invest in? And the relationship that I really flourished more, they thrived, we all thrived, that you just expand on that. So I think the question to ask all of us today is not only who is bringing us up or down, or where are we bringing people up or down, and taking responsibility around that, and getting committed to what you really want to create in your relationships.
Absolutely, love that.
I'll bring you up. In fact, I'll take you to 1,000 places you need to see with guys.
Sign me out. I want to be. I'll be part of your family.
Well, we've got a very special guest coming up next. Nancy Davis is with us. Good morning, Nancy. Thank you so much for being here.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me today.
On the next commercial break, we have a very special look, not only at the events Nancy's been creating with Race to Erase, but on her new show here at EverTalk TV, Peace and Love. Let's take a look. Stay tuned.
So generous, and so many times you've sang at Race to Erase MS, and we've always ended our evenings at Race to Erase MS singing the song Lean on Me. When I thought about how I should start doing Peace and Love with Nancy Davis, I was thinking about what people are really important to me in my life, and you are one of those people that's really important to me.
And then all of a sudden, at 40-something years old, I'm diagnosed with this incurable disease.
Thanks for having us, indeed. And we're excited for you, for this show, to be able to go out and spread some more peace and love, especially for those that have MS.
I took the profile. I may have MS, but MS does not have me.
It's not the disease that gets you down. It's the lack of hope.
And then all of a sudden, at 40-something years old, I'm diagnosed with this incurable disease.
I think you probably don't even realize that when you go out there and you talk about this, that it's infectious.
You can live with MS.
Absolutely.
And I just said right there, I'm going to do everything I can to share hope, to tell people you can do it, to show them it's possible.
We have our family prayers every day. And every day, my beautiful kids say, and please bless Daddy, and help take his MS away.
Because I don't see me as a sick person. And if I didn't have a pill to take every day, I wouldn't even remember that I'm not well.
These are the cards I've been dealt.
Right.
And if I can play this hand the best I can, I want to set that example for my kids and hopefully for so many others that are going through this.
You can do it. Even on one of the albums we wrote a song, you can do it, yeah.
of us, we are going to find a cure for multiple sclerosis. So
I
You're
believe
you-
you. I believe if anybody can, Nancy, it will be you.
And I think it's wonderful. It's a blessing in my life and my wife and my kids to know you and to be associated with you.
Care about all those that are watching your show, because there is hope and there is positiveness, and life's worth living. And the most important thing is you got to go get it. There is hope and there is positiveness, and life's worth living. And the most important thing is you got to go get it.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. We are so excited to welcome back to the show Nancy Davis. She is the founder of Peace and Love, the host of the new show Peace and Love on EverTalk TV, and of course, the founder of Race to Erase MS. Thank you so much for being with us,
thank you
Nancy.
so much. I'm so happy to be
And
here.
congratulations.
Thank you.
This is
I
a
never
big day.
dreamed I would have my own show. So wow, that sounds larger than life, and I never thought I would have Peace and Love with Nancy Davis. So thank you for the most amazing opportunity and to talk about it today.
Well, you deserve it. You've done so much work for the world. You've raised over $50 million with your organization. That's amazing.
More like about 60.
Oh, well, who's counting?
I'm counting.
I'm joking.
I'm counting because every
Amazing
penny
work.
that we raise, oh my gosh, we now have 17 drugs on the market with FDA approval for people with multiple sclerosis, which I have multiple sclerosis. I was diagnosed some 26 years ago. At the time, it was this, bleak disease with no known cause, no cure, no drugs on the market, no therapies, and basically no hope. And I was so lucky that I could go get second opinions from amazing doctors all over the country. And when I went to each of these doctors, I was hoping they would say, you do not have MS. Nobody told me that, but I listened to the research that they were doing at Harvard, at Yale, at the Cleveland Clinic, at USC, UC San Francisco, UCLA. They were doing identical research, but they were convinced that they were the only ones doing that research.
Oh, wow.
So I thought if I could put the best and the brightest to work as a team, we would find a cure a lot quicker. And we did that. It's something called the Center Without Walls. It's basically no money has ever been spent on mortar and bricks. It goes right to these brilliant doctors, and they have to communicate every month via a database. And because of that, and a lot of really amazing people, friends, supporters throughout, 26 years, we now have 17 drugs on the market, and the real hope and promise that we will find a cure for MS.
Wow, congratulations.
So lucky.
We find also that, through a lot of the dis-ease, that stress obviously can play into how you're feeling even if you have MS. I'm sure that when you're stressed, it will play into it versus when you're not stressed. And today we're talking a little bit about relationships and how you have positive or negative relationships. Have you noticed, I'm just curious because I don't know, I don't have MS. Does it play into it? Like if you have,
at least 100%, or maybe even more. When I was diagnosed with MS, I was in a relationship. I was married to somebody who was very toxic, and when I finally got diagnosed with MS and I started reading all the books on MS, the thing that just kept hitting me in the face and made me have to realize I needed to end my marriage if I was going to be okay. I had 3 sons who I love more than life itself, and I realized that my marriage, I couldn't fix it by myself. If I went to a therapist, whatever thing I could do, it's a two-way street. It takes 2 people to make a relationship work, and I knew that that wasn't going to happen. And I realized that I needed to get divorced. I needed to get out of my marriage in order for me to be okay. The day that I filed for divorce, I lost 184 pounds, which was him.
Aaron's like, what's that diet?
Sign me up! It was the Lose That Guy diet, which was the best diet ever. That's a great diet. You don't even have to work out. It's like great. And it's a little expensive, a little emotional, but I swear the next day, I think I could have walked on water. It just took this huge thing off of me. My health started improving. My outlook on life started improving. I started seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, that I could be okay. I was giddy. I was happy. I thought before that you are married forever. My parents were married forever. They were married forever. They were married for 60 years by the time my father had passed away. I thought I was such a loser, such a bad person, and giving up on everything. But at some point you realize, everybody has a different relationship, and you can't, life isn't a dress rehearsal. You can't sit there and punish yourself if you're in the bad relationship. You owe it to yourself to be okay. And I think everybody has a disease lurking in their body. And if you let yourself be your most stressed out, that disease will show its ugly face.
So true.
And mine showed its ugly face. And as soon as I dealt with the reality of this is what's going on, I took my ex-husband with me to get a second opinion at NIH in Washington, D.C. about a week after I was diagnosed. And I remember sitting in a hotel in Washington, D.C., having dinner with him alone. And we were sitting there, and he goes, business is bad, this is bad. And he goes, and now I have a wife with MS. And I thought, you're such a jerk. But it was the best thing he could have ever said to me, because it started making me realize, you can't fix this. This is just who he is. And I went to my room. I locked the door. I didn't let him come back in the room all night. I sat there crying and feeling really sorry for myself. But in that night, I woke up. I just realized this is not this dream. This is nothing I can fix. Got to get out of this marriage, and I did, and I think it's the best thing for my health. So anybody that's having a health issue, sometimes there's a relationship or something underneath that you got to fix.
But you've also developed some of the most positive relationships, and those are the people in your community that you're using to support the Race to Erase MS. We have another look at some of the guests on your show.
Oh my God, having MS, it's very interesting going through this. You feel so self-conscious, you're embarrassed to talk about your disease, you're embarrassed about what people are going to think about you, how they're going to treat you. And one day I just ripped the Band-Aid off, and I just told everybody. I had a party. It was Valentine's Day. I found out the day before. I thought, I'm just going to tell everybody. They can all talk behind my back all together at once and get it over with. And then after that, oh my God, it was great. And everybody knew about it. And I went on. I have met the most incredible people with MS, or who are so supportive. I have a charity event every year. We're going to have one coming up this year in May. It's May 8th. And it's amazing how many amazing people. And my first show, we're talking about, I interviewed David Osmond. He was one of the first people who came to me after I started my charity. He had been going through a really rough time in his life. He couldn't walk. He then got his health better. He married this amazing girl, and she's gorgeous and sweet, and she was so supportive of him. I interviewed his father, Alan Osmond. They have a really interesting dynamic and a different way of dealing with things. It's just an incredible story, but I remember him contacting me, and I was very inspired. There's so many amazing people that I will be talking to through my Journey of Peace and Love TV with Nancy Davis, so I'm very excited. But it won't be just about multiple sclerosis. I have other issues as well, and other different people, but I'm really excited.
Well, we'd love to show another look at your TV show.
That'd be great. The journey that you have been on is very inspiring to me. And when I thought about how I should start doing Peace and Love with Nancy Davis, I was thinking about what people are really important to me in my life. And you are one of those people that's really important to me. And I love your story.
Care about all those that are watching your show, because there is hope and there is positiveness, and life's worth living. And the most important thing is you got to go get it.
You can't be as excited as I am to be here today. Nancy, you are totally in your element. You're going to raise a bunch of money. You're going to sell a lot of jewelry, and you're going to find the cure for MS.
Thank you. Thanks for having us, indeed. And we're excited for you, for this show, to be able to go out and spread some more peace and love, especially for those that have MS.
Or have you told your children you have MS?
Yes. Yes, I have. The first symptoms started 6 months after I started dating my wife. And it came on very fast. Christmas Eve, 2005. We have our family prayers every day. And every day, my beautiful kids say, and please bless Daddy and help take his MS away. Man, you know, I'm turning into like...
Aw, I'm sorry.
I get this from my dad too.
I know.
But
isn't he amazing?
He is amazing.
And everything he says, he is the most heartfelt, amazing, sweet, passionate person. He's helped so many other people with multiple sclerosis
Well,
as
and
well.
the same can be said for you. Of course, we want to encourage you to binge watch the latest and greatest episodes of Peace and Love TV on EverTalk TV. The app is available on Apple TV and Roku. Of course, you can go to that on your desktop or via your Apple TV.
That's right. This is not a dress rehearsal. I love that's my favorite saying
No, it's
ever.
not. We don't get to do this again.
Not in this form,
We do
anyway.
not get to ever do this again. So you know what? You got to every minute that you have that you're healthy and you're well and you're alive. You have the right to have a great time, and why not? And if you're in a miserable relationship in any way, shape, or form, get rid of it.
Yeah, replace it with some peace and love.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I think that the most two important things you can have in your life are peace and love. I mean, no matter how you look at it, it's a universal language that speaks to everybody. If we had peace and love all over this entire world and everybody practiced just a little bit of that every day and gave just a little bit of peace and love to everybody, our world would be in a whole different place. We don't have to be miserable. Why not peace and love? All the way.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
I love that
That's
so much.
binge-worthy.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Nancy. We appreciate
Thank you so much.
Stay tuned. We'll be back with more. Good Morning La La Land. Watch the stories of people changing the world. EverTalk TV, the Netflix of talk.
Tell me where I'm holding. If you could describe the legacy you want to leave behind in a couple of words, what would it be?
You know, the person who made a massive dent in the world of loneliness. You know, it's the #1 health epidemic that we're facing in the world today. It's the #1 predictor of our mortality. It's more likely to kill you than smoking, heart disease, traffic, the flu, sitting. And if I can make a dent in the world of loneliness, then that to me is everything.
Aww, I love your message and I love your story. And for you guys out there, go download Hey Vina. It's really, really remarkable. I downloaded it. They ask questions that actually help target who you're looking for and who you're looking to network with and become friends with. Thank you. If you like this, please share it, please comment it, and thank you again for being here.
Thank you for having me.
EverTalk is #community powered, so we are excited to offer you a free 30-day subscription to explore the talk shows that will bring you timeless entertainment and evergreen conversations that will inspire, uplift, and empower you anytime, anywhere on EverTalk TV.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land on Friday Feels. It's so important that we love what we do, and we have Megan Yelani in the house. She helps people, women particularly, scale their businesses to 6 figures, correct?
Yes, that's exactly right.
Wow, how are you? Welcome
Great,
from
thank
New
you.
York City, right?
Yeah, from Long Island.
Long
but
Island.
In New York all the time, so.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So tell us a little bit about what you do.
Yeah, so I started my online business actually in 2011 with network marketing in health and fitness. And then in 2016, 17, I started to branch out into my own business. Love network marketing, but I felt a little restricted with what I could do with that. And so then in 2017, started that business. And the year after, I just realized I was so passionate about helping people a little bit further than that, and went to life coaching school and started doing life coaching and business coaching full time in the last 2 years. And it's just grown into this incredible business, and I love it. It's amazing.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
What do you think has led to the success that you've experienced so far?
Oh gosh, so many things. One of the biggest things is getting a mentor, getting help. It's why I love what I do. Always having a coach, as well as emotional wellness. Honestly, I love this topic because hands down, if I didn't prioritize my morning routine, didn't prioritize unplugging, getting off social media when that's what I do full time, I know this business wouldn't be here today.
But how does that really translate, emotional wellness, to the success of your business?
Yeah, actually, in 2016 specifically, my income doubled, and I did nothing different that year, except really got super prioritized with my fitness, with my health, and with my morning routine. That was literally the only thing I really changed. And I was like, there's something to this. And that's when I started to transition into my own business and started really diving into it, studying it. And that's why I think really prioritizing your emotional mental health, you all of a sudden can deal with the ups and downs of entrepreneurship so much more.
Right. So we're talking a little bit about, positive, negative relationships. And I find in, I don't know if you guys find this working with people, that codependency is one of the top things that we're dealing with having people break through to the next level. They've got to deal with whatever's going on in the relationship that's holding them back. Do you deal with that with the women, with helping them get to the 6 figures and up?
Yes, definitely. There's a significant difference between making that like 5 to 10K and then going past that. And I really think the biggest difference is the mindset. I know it's the mindset. It really is believing you can do that. And if you're not working on your relationships and realizing you're in control, you are. And the things you can't control, you can't control. So you just have to kind of let those go. And really, again, prioritizing your mindset going into your day, being like, all right, there's going to be fires I have to put out today, but I'm only one person and I can just do my best. And working through that and really, really bringing the mindset into the business strategy is hands down what gets you to that next level.
Megan, I'm very curious on how you can foster a positive relationship with social media, especially when your business depends on it.
Yes, it can be really draining. And in fact, a week ago, I did a little detox myself because I was just finding myself on it constantly, even when I didn't need to be. Like every five minutes, grabbing my phone, scrolling Instagram. I'm like, what am I doing here? I don't even know what's happening right now. And so I really encourage anyone listening and my clients, myself, to have a little detox from time to time, even if that's one day just deleting the app, getting off of it. But on my day-to-day, I really said...
It's like picking up break.
It was very scary.
It loses all its data. I go back.
It won't, I promise you. My husband kept staring at me. He's like, you're going on your app. It's not there. You know that. I'm like, I know. But when you're not deleting your app, I really just set boundaries every day. Like, I don't look at my phone until my morning routine is done. I shut it off after a certain time. And I use that app on your phone with the screen time, and you can set specific apps that have certain times you're allowed to be on. And sometimes I ignore it, I'm not gonna lie, and I click right past it, but usually I try to stick to that so that I don't get into that bubble of constant comparison. Because when you're running a business online and you're seeing what everyone else is doing, you get into that comparison.
Totally.
Such great advice. So I wonder, I think a lot of people really struggle, well, they're able to unplug sometimes, right? And they mostly say, well, I'm only stressed when I'm working. And so when they're working, right, then they're stressed mostly about the people stuff, right? The other people that maybe are emotionally dysregulated, the other people that are difficult to work with, maybe having difficult conversations. Can you talk to us a little bit about how to have positive relationships with your coworkers and colleagues and partners? Where do you start?
Yeah, I think it's all about setting boundaries and really setting intentions with people, especially with clients. My clients really know that I'm there for them, but on the weekends, I'm not going to be. And after 6 p.m., I'm not going to be. And I think just really communicating that super clearly is all you can do. At the end of the day, there's going to be tough conversations. No matter how good you do that, no matter how much you think you prepared, you're always going to have something go wrong. And as long as you can go in being really open, communicating, and saying, you know what, this is the goal that we're both trying to get to. Let's try to do it together. Let's work it out as best we can. But the biggest thing has been just setting those clear boundaries with my clients, and they've been incredible.
So true.
Yeah.
So usually you teach, people have niches, right? And so is there a specific demographic that you work with?
When I first started out, I specifically helped online health and fitness coaches because that's where I came from. And now I branch more into any online coach who is trying to attract and sign clients online.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Well, please tell everyone where they can find and follow and work with you.
Yeah, I'm hanging out on Instagram a lot at Megan Yelaney. It's YELANEY. And that's mainly where I hang out. So,
But there might be a day where she deletes the app.
I might. I'll answer the next day, I promise.
That's so awesome.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Stay
Appreciate
tuned.
it.
We'll be back tomorrow. Good morning, Lawland. Where can you watch the stories of people changing the world? EverTalk TV, the Netflix of talk.
Welcome to the show. Today we have Life Master Tony Lanning. Today we have a very special guest, Alon Torres. Today we have a very special guest, Mark Harari, on the show, and he is you have really inspired me because you walk the walk, you talk the talk.
It's never too late, no matter what your age. Doesn't matter if you're young, it doesn't matter if you're older.
Over the last 10 plus years, 12 years, it's been this journey where as I was continuing to help others, I was helping myself. As I went deeper, I was able to bring people deeper.
But you've got to put it aside. You've got to put it aside.
Right, that's one of his tips, is leave the at the door.
Drop it at the door.
But we can't give you too many more little tips because we're going to give away the whole thing. But there is a video if you click below.
I'm Life Master Tony Lanning.
Yay! Yay! See how easy that was?
EverTalk is hashtag community powered, so we are excited to offer you a free 30-day subscription to explore the talk shows that will bring you timeless entertainment and evergreen conversations that will inspire, uplift, and empower you anytime, anywhere at EverTalk TV. Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning Lawland. Today we're talking about a new mode of learning and living because hashtag normal sucks. Jonathan Moody is in the house. Congratulations, this book has been a massive success. You're a best-selling author now. But what was your personal journey to writing this book?
Well, you know, Normal Sucks is all about my journey of trying to reclaim a sense of self from being called stupid, crazy, lazy because of my own learning and attentional differences. So I was the kid that grew up chilling out with the janitor in the hallway. I was the kid on a first-name basis with Shirley, the receptionist in the principal's office. And I was the kid who was told I'd flip burgers or be incarcerated or never graduate from high school. And I transcended those low expectations. We got some Ivy League in common, brother. I went to Brown University, became an author, became an advocate, and so Normal Sucks is the story of that journey.
And I believe reading that you didn't learn to read until you were 12 years old.
Did not learn to read until I was 12 years old. Struggled tremendously with a sense of being deficient, less than, defective, and have dedicated my life to empowering other young folks who feel that way.
So I had dyslexia also growing up, and I didn't understand the school system. It just wasn't my way of learning. And I always thought the school system is great for certain particular styles of learning. So how do you see, how would you have wanted it going back then? What would you have wanted of a system?
Yeah, I mean, you know, a lot of people come to my story and they say you overcame dyslexia, which implies that dyslexia is something that's a tragedy or bad, when the reality is I overcame dysteachia.
Absolutely.
Like I overcame a narrow definition of what constitutes learning. I overcame a school system that tells the square peg that they got to fit the round hole.
Totally.
And if they don't fit the round hole, something's wrong with them. And so I imagine a system, a world in which everyone has a right to learn differently, where we're deeply connected to personalizing learning based on people's individual strengths, talents, and gifts.
Yes.
Wow, just incredible. And so I want you to talk a little bit about that, about the ways in which dyslexia has served you in your life. Clearly, you've written a book, you're a best-selling author. In some ways, it's been also a blessing in your life, right? So talk to us a little bit.
Hey, I am where I am not spite dyslexia, but because of dyslexia. Now look, I'm not naive about the challenges. You know, I still struggle with reading. Who and how look the same. Horse and house look the same. When I went to college, I thought my university offered a course in orgasmic chemistry, you know, like imagine my disappointment on the first day of that class, you know, so, you know, look, there are real challenges. I don't want to dismiss those, but we know that folks with learning differences are more entrepreneurial. We know they're more creative, and we know they're better problem solvers than the so-called normal person.
Thank God someone finally sees it. No, I'm just kidding. That's so awesome. So tell us about your book and what people can expect in the book.
You know, my very subtle title kind of says it all. Normal Sucks. It's all about the tyranny of this idea that there's one way to be, how that idea has been institutionalized in school and beyond, and more importantly, what we can do about it. It's ultimately a rejection of the idea of normal, a celebration of the power of different, and a guide to living outside the lines.
Amazing.
So what advice would you give somebody who's young, who's struggling with ADHD or dyslexia or some sort of neurodiversity?
Yeah, I'm gonna give the advice that my mom gave me. You know, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my mom. My mom's quite a character. She's like 4'11", you know, on a good day. She has a very high-pitched, squeaky voice like Minnie Mouse. And she curses like a truck driver.
It's a firecracker.
To say the least. And if you were a teacher doing wrong by her son, you did not want cursing Minnie Mouse in your office, you know. But that's where she was, and she was fighting for me, and she told me I had to fight for myself. You gotta know what you're good at, you gotta know your weaknesses, you gotta have a plan to work around your weaknesses, and you have to build a life based on your strengths and your talents.
I love that. So today also we're talking about, you know, the question, do you have positive or negative relationships? And that's subjective, right? But for you, is there something that how you decide who belongs in your life and who doesn't belong in your life as far as an inner circle versus kind of putting boundaries on people?
Yeah, you know, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for a whole bunch of folks in my life who saw the good in me. And you know, when you grow up with the janitor in the hallway, when you grow up with these labels, people usually see the bad in you. You know, they're talking about how you can't sit still, you can't spell, you can't. And my journey of thriving was all about a coalition of people who were committed to the good. I had a teacher named Mr. R. I got to give him a shout out because I would not be here if it wasn't for him. He flipped that deficit script. He talked all about what I was good at. He came to me one day and said, "Hey man, you're such a good storyteller. You could be a writer." No one had ever said that to me before in my life. So my litmus test for a positive relationship in my own life and beyond is, are we seeing the good in people?
Yeah.
And are we surrounding ourselves with people who see the good in us?
Just beautiful.
So well said. Amazing. So how can people work with you? They can get your book. Can they work with you besides?
Oh yeah, everyone can come find me on the social madness on all of the different platforms. It's the Jonathan Mooney.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much
for
having
everything.
me. Really
Stay
appreciate
tuned. We'll be right back.
Watch the stories of people changing the world. EverTalk TV, the Netflix of talk.
Today I'm officially coming out of the closet as a mother. I've never publicly announced it. I've been a model for 15 years, and now I'm finally letting people know I have 2 kids. I have a 16-year-old son, and my 13-year-old son will be 14 in another month and a half. You know, obviously explaining that I have a 16-year-old, people are gonna be like, wait, how old are you? And I'm under 40, I'm 36. Okay, let's just get that out there.
Oh, wow.
Coming out of the closet again.
You came out twice already today.
I know, oh my gosh.
I hope that our viewers are watching this to realize that when you have a passion and when it pays the bills and you can live a good life and provide for your children, there should be no shame in what you do.
Right.
EverTalk is hashtag community powered, so we are excited to offer you a free 30-day subscription to explore the talk shows that will bring you timeless entertainment and evergreen conversations that will inspire, uplift, and empower you anytime, anywhere at EverTalk TV.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La. And on Friday Feels is all about passion. And right here we have Celestine Ray. I mean, who has a name like that? Seriously, first of all, I mean, clearly divinely given to this planet in this lifetime. So we want to talk to you about your new project on Passion Flex, which is Tosca Musk, hello, in the house.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the project.
So it's called A Brother's Honor, the film, and it's currently streaming on Passionflix right now. It released on October 4th. And I play sexy, smart Shayna Bradford, who is a crisis manager. So I come into this company. The movie is about 3 brothers who have been estranged from their family home for some time due to some trauma and family secrets that I won't tell too much about because you have to watch the movie. And they are called back by their dying grandfather to take over the company, Granger Aeronautics. And the eldest brother, Jace Granger, decides that he's going to step into the role as CEO. And he calls on Shayna Bradford, me, to come in and help. And we end up falling in love, of course.
Let's take a look at the trailer for A Brother's Honor.
This was your plan to get us all back in one spot?
Please tell me
It worked.
I'm not dreaming.
I know you have lives of your own. Promise me you will work together to save our company.
The company's going under? Must you guys do something about it?
I'm Shayna Bradford.
Anyone can get us out of the red? She can.
We need to retain our business relationship. What are you doing?
What I should have done last night.
I think I'm falling in love with him. In fact, I know I am.
falling in love with him after watching that. Wow, that is fierce.
Yeah, it's every time I watch it, I'm just like, oh, I'm falling in love all over again. And I really did fall in love with like everybody that I worked with on the set. I mean, it was an amazing time. As soon as we started working together, it felt like a family atmosphere. And Jeremy Batiste, who plays Jace Granger, was just an awesome actor to work opposite of. So I feel very blessed that I got to play opposite of him and that he got to be my love interest and I got to be his. It was a great time.
So Jessica Musk is Elon Musk's sister, and she's been on the show. She's amazing. She did the Passion Flix. Is it done by that production company?
Yes.
Or is it okay?
So Passion Flix produced it. Tosca Musk reached out to Brenda Jackson, who is the romance novelist and best-selling New York Times author, and wanted to produce a movie and create a movie out of A Brother's Honor, which is a part of a trilogy. So she wanted to produce this movie, and we are the first African-American led cast on Passion Flix. So romance comes in all the shades.
We love that. You know, we were mentioning today about relationships, positive versus negative. How have either of those affected your journey here in La La Land as an actress?
Oh my God. So, well, I'm actually based in New York. So I'm a New York actress, and slowly transitioning to LA. And what I find is like the feeling of safety is so important in relationships, like the feeling of being able to be yourself and trusting someone. And so I've developed kind of like a sixth sense for like who I can trust and who I can, and being able to just be vulnerable with people and bare your soul. And I'm that kind of person. As soon as I meet people, I'm kind of like, let me tell you all of my stuff. You still like
So lay it out on the table, right?
Yeah, I mean, and I find that actually that encourages other people to do the same thing.
Yeah.
And it's so important to just be authentic.
Who's modeled that best for you in your life?
I think I would say my sister and my husband. My sister has always been this kind of like force of nature. Since she was a little girl, she was always very clear about who she was.
What's
and
her
who
name? Because
stood.
she name's like
Antoinette.
okay.
Her name is Antoinette.
Yeah, all these
beautiful
Celestine
names.
and Antoinette.
Yes.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
You wanted to be Tina when you're that was the
Yeah, my whole family calls me Tina, including my sister Antoinette. She's like, your name is Tina. I don't know who this Celestine person is. But on my birth certificate, my name is Celestine, and I'm named after my grandmother. But yeah, my sister is amazing, and my husband just is so supportive and encourages me. He came with me to the premiere of the film. He watched me in all the love scenes. And he was like, rooting for me, and he was like, you did an amazing job. And I'm just so like, you're an alien.
That's
Hashtag goals.
Yeah.
So please tell everyone where they can find and follow your personal journey and, of course, see the film.
Yes, so I am on all the platforms, Celestine Ray, and you can find the film A Brother's Honor on Passion Flix, www.passionflix.com.
Amazing.
Fantastic.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much.
We'll be right back.
Watch the stories of people changing the world. Ever Talk TV, the Netflix of talk.
Today I'm officially coming out of the closet as a mother. I've never publicly announced it. I've been a model for 15 years, and now I'm finally letting people know I have 2 kids. I have a 16-year-old son, and my 13-year-old son will be 14 in another month and a half. You know, obviously explaining that I have a 16-year-old, people are gonna be like, wait, how old are you? And I'm under 40, I'm 36. Okay, let's just get that out there.
Oh, wow.
Coming out of the closet again.
You came out twice already today.
I know, oh my gosh.
I hope that our viewers are watching this to realize that when you have a passion and when it pays the bills and you can live a good life and provide for your children, there should be no shame in what you do.
Right.
Ever Talk is hashtag community powered, so we are excited to offer you a free 30-day subscription to explore the talk shows that will bring you timeless entertainment and evergreen conversations that will inspire, uplift, and empower you anytime, anywhere at Ever Talk TV. Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. On hashtag Friday Feels, we want to feel good in our skin. We've got the co-founders of Clear System in the house, Kaylee and Danielle. So tell us about your journey to creating this project.
Yeah, so Danielle and I actually met because I was a patient of hers. Danielle owns San Diego Acne Clinic, and I was a year out from my wedding, and in a couple months period of time had broken out in bright red inflamed cystic acne everywhere. It was so painful. I was like packing on theater makeup. I didn't want to leave my house. It hit my confidence so hard. I didn't even want to see friends. I like looked in the mirror and would honestly come to tears because it didn't look like me. And I had struggled with acne growing up, but it was never this bad. And I had gone to every dermatologist, esthetician. I was going to different doctors, and they were telling me, here, go on this medication, go on this medication. And I just, like, I didn't want to do anything unless someone could tell me, like, why I was doing it. And at the time, I was working a corporate job, and I was also a holistic nutritionist, and so I was working individually with clients. And
so you were probably doing all the right things.
I was doing
being a nutritionist, you're eating well.
Yeah, and so I met Danielle, and the first thing she had me do when I came in is bring in all of my face products, hair products, and we addressed supplements and also eating for acne, which is a little bit different than just eating to necessarily like feel good every single day. There's some more tweaks.
Wow.
There are.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Kaylee came in, she was a year out from her wedding, and I love the time crunch, and we literally cleared her skin in like 2 months, which is pretty unheard of for acne, like even like
With
Accutane.
no scarring, too. I have no scarring.
We got rid of the scarring. Part of the reason we got rid of the scarring is because I was in the process of developing an anti-acne stem cell serum
And
to
that was
get
our
rid of
first.
scars.
It was this one, actually.
Yeah, and Kaylee got to test all the formulations from the chemist, and it was so much fun, and it became a line. Fast forward 2.5 years later, and we've got an entire line that's like based on it.
Well, treating adult acne is very different than treating teenage acne. And I know for myself in my 30s, I started using all these anti-aging products, and I was just clogging my pores.
That's exactly why we did this. Exactly why.
Yeah, because people like want to use anti-aging products. They want their skin to glow. They want it to seem seamless, flawless, want even pigmentation, but so many anti-aging lines contain pore cloggers. And so you have both men and women that are either acne prone or maybe stress is breaking them out or foods they're eating. And so they're wanting to combat acne, but also still have all the anti-aging benefits.
So tell us what's the stem cell, whatever's in there.
Yeah,
Is
so
that what it is?
it's collagen fibroblast stem cells. Yes, so
Okay.
it's something that your skin recognizes as friendly, and it's in a hyaluronic base, so it's permeable. Your skin allows it to go in, and the nutrients actually penetrate and go straight to work. So it's really, really good at scar revision and also DNA repair. So that's why it's anti-aging and anti-acne, because it calms inflammation, it repairs DNA damage. Everyone needs that, especially if you live in Southern California.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
Seriously, I have this like huge spot.
I have the
That's your driver's
same.
side. That's your driver's side. Yep.
I have the same. Yeah.
Everybody does. I mean,
What do we do about that?
The stem cell serum. We have some for you.
Oh, there you go. How often do you have to use it? How often?
Morning and night, actually. And the way we actually structured the instructions to be part of self-care as well, because we want everyone to be healthy in their mind, their habits, and just like really love what they're doing with anything that they're using, right? So we tell people to put it on, massage it in for 30 seconds, and think about something that made your day great.
Oh, love that.
And so what do we eat? What's the diet thing?
Well, if you're breaking out and you just kind of want to be on the healthier side, avoid dairy. And it's a shame because I love cheese. I miss it like a lost friend. But it's just, if you're breaking out, it's like the hormones in it just really disrupts your natural
interesting.
flow, and it'll happen within like 24 hours.
Oh,
so
wow.
anyone who's unsure of that connection, just cut it out for a week, then try it again. You'll see what it does.
Interesting.
Yeah.
A lot of estrogen and dairy.
Yeah, there's something called insulin-like growth factor hormone, and it affects this area right here, and it's just, it's not good. But it also creates a lot of acidity in the body too, and America just does a lot of weird stuff to their dairy, so it's just good to avoid.
Anything that speeds you up will break you out. So like excess vitamin B12, caffeine, different things like that that are stimulating you are going to also stimulate testosterone, which stimulates the oil production of your face, which is going to cause you to break out more.
Oh, that's my problem. I love Italian or German engineering.
Yeah.
And it's just like a fast cars, fast motorcycles. Maybe I go too fast and break out. Exactly.
We're like, wow.
Hey, I drive
Yeah,
fast too, but I just avoid caffeine.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
You gotta
Fair
pick.
enough. Fair enough.
Amazing. So tell us a little bit about where we can get this product and who it's great for.
Yeah, so it's great for everyone. We truly wanted to make a line that is good for everyone. In fact, it's so good for everyone that that's almost a problem, because most people are like, I have acne, I need this product, or I want to age well, I need this product. They're always like binary choices. And then there's the clean beauty space, which is no toxins, no hormone disruptors. Our line literally tackles all three.
Oh, wow.
We use no hormone disruptors, zero toxins. The list of things that our chemist is allowed to not use is huge, and we go through massive formulation go-betweens. So everything is truly formulated for people that want to stay clear, don't want to clog their pores, don't want any toxins in their topical products, and people who just want to age well with like really high quality ingredients.
We're very passionate about the clean beauty space, and what can happen a lot of times in that is because it's so clean, you're using a lot of natural ingredients, but things like coconut oil, shea butter, algae, they're all natural, but they can also be pore cloggers too.
I can't use coconut oil on my face. I'll
Really?
black out.
Oh, for sure. It's solid at room temperature. It's like a wax. It's
Yeah.
much thicker than your natural oil, and it completely clogs you up. Some of the worst acne I've seen is from coconut oil.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't use it, but all the new oils we've had on the show have really changed. My face is much better. I think from all
Good.
the
Yeah, there
oils.
are acne-safe oils. So make sure, like hemp oil is going to be in our new moisturizer that we're really excited about, and so we have some hemp oil in that, which is an acne-safe oil.
Okay, cool. Amazing.
Your skin's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you're gonna love our stem cells.
I'm excited to try it because the spots. No matter what, I can't get rid of them. I've done laser. None of it. Yep, they come back.
How long do people have to sort of use it before they start to notice some difference?
We get DMs and emails like people. They're saying like after 5 days their skin's done a 180.
Especially like Clarity Serum.
Especially
That's
the Clarity
incredible.
Serum. Our
Yeah.
exfoliating serum has a blend of acids, and we also put some vitamin C bioflavonoids in there, so the acids kind of carry it down even deeper into the skin. You see difference overnight.
Wow,
And that's
incredible.
really the
Really
one
do.
that helps break down any like melasma or discoloration as well. That Clarity Serum is really going to help with that.
Yeah, I'm a product snob, so the benchmark was that I wanted to see changes overnight. So we didn't stop till we got that, and it's there.
I love it. Absolutely.
Thank you for all that you're doing. Please tell everyone where they can find and follow you, and of course get your products.
Yes, so we sell on our website, clearstemskincare.com, and on Amazon as well, because we know people like things really fast.
Amazon, basically.
Yeah, I mean, that's
And then
everyone's
we're very
website.
active on Instagram as well. We like to provide so much value about whole body wellness as it relates to skincare. And so you can find us at ClearStem Skincare on Instagram.
Thanks so much,
Appreciate
guys.
you, ladies.
Thank you for having us.
We are Good Morning La La Land, America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. All of today's interviews are available as a podcast on iTunes, and the whole show is streaming on EverTalk TV on Apple TV and Roku.
That's right. We are waking up the world together. You guys have a beautiful Friday. Enjoy the weekend with the people that you love, doing what you love.
It's going to be a good morning, La La Land.